First of all, it's important to note that the phrase identity politics itself does the concept a great deal of disservice because it folds a whole array of different ideas and, well, identities and fights and struggles into one simple, easy to attack concept. And the only reason why anyone ever did that was because they wanted to attack it. So the idea of identity politics arises from groups who want to deride identity politics. So first of all, there's no such thing as identity politics in the realist sense of the word, because the struggle of, for example, a black woman is completely different from the struggle of a white disabled man, or from the struggle of a non-binary human with no disabilities who is from Polynesia. So the difference between these groups is the core of what people are referring to as identity politics. The whole purpose of recognizing people's identities and campaigning on the basis of those identities is listening to those people. If you don't listen to people, then you cannot claim to want equality, because what you're actually saying is that you only want people to listen to you and to your identity or to your core cause, which in the case of people who argue that socialism is incompatible with identity politics is socialism. What they're saying is don't spend time campaigning for your community. Don't spend time campaigning as an ally for other communities, and instead spend all of your effort on class consciousness and on raising class consciousness. And the problem with this is that it makes absolutely no sense. You cannot raise class consciousness in society by ignoring large chunks of it. What is class consciousness for each individual group is also subtly different. Like how you bring it to them requires understanding the group. It requires understanding cultural points of reference. It requires the ability to speak to them in their own language, ideally, or something close to it, something that they can understand, that uses their lexicon and connects with their struggle so that they can follow the argument. This is why it's incredibly important for socialists to do work like, for example, in the Kill the Bill movement, to break down the walls between different communities and encourage cross-pollination of ideas, of effort, and of praxis. So when people say that socialism is incompatible with identity politics, what they're doing is revealing that they don't understand either socialism or people's identities. And the reason for that is because they're unwilling to listen, because they're authoritarians, and they should not be listened to.